in a small, peaceful town where the streets were lined with rows of green trees, and the mornings were filled with birdsong, there lived a family in a quiet corner of the neighborhood. That family had a 13-year-old boy named Conand, a child full of energy, lively, and always curious about the world around him. Conand was in 7th grade, and like many boys his age, he loved running around, exploring, and especially had a deep passion for soccer. Every single day, as soon as school ended, Conand would run straight to the public soccer field near his house. There he practiced for hours, playing with his friends, sharpening his dribbling, shooting, and tactical skills. To him, the soccer field was like his own world, a place with no tests, no homework, only joy, laughter, and passion. But one afternoon, after school, Conand returned home with a completely different expression than usual. The innocent smile was gone, and so were the bright eyes that lit up whenever he talked about soccer. He walked into the house, threw his backpack down, and dropped himself onto the sofa. His eyes stared into the distance, disappointment clearly written across his face. His father, who had just walked in from the backyard, immediately noticed something was wrong. He was used to seeing Conand bursting through the door, excitedly talking about a perfect shot or a successful dribble. Today, Conand's silence made him worry. He gently sat down beside his son and asked, "What's bothering you, Conand?" After a moment of quiet, Conand sighed and said that he had received a low grade in math. But that wasn't what upset him the most. What truly crushed him was that no matter how hard he tried, he still couldn't get high scores like Simba, his close friend and neighbor. Simba always excelled in every math test, while Conand kept struggling and couldn't catch up. His father quietly went to get a glass of water, then returned and handed it to Conand, giving him time to calm down. When Conand seemed a bit more at ease, his father led him to the backyard, a small garden filled with shade and a peaceful atmosphere. There, he said he wanted to teach Conand 3 important lessons that would stay with him for the rest of his life. Conand was surprised but listened attentively, and his father began by giving him a series of challenges, simple yet profound ways for Conand to understand the true meaning behind them. The first challenge was very simple. Tomorrow, invite Simba to play soccer. Conand nodded, still unsure what his father meant. The next morning, the weather was beautiful, and the sky was clear. Conand went to school with curiosity. In the afternoon, he immediately asked Simba to join him at the soccer field, and the 2 boys joined a match with their group of friends. As usual, Conand shone brightly. He controlled the ball well, dribbled quickly, and scored 3 goals. Everyone praised him. Meanwhile, Simba kept losing the ball, running into the wrong positions, and couldn't keep up with the pace of the match. But even though Simba didn't play well, the whole group still had fun because it was just a friendly game between friends. When he returned home, Conand immediately ran to the backyard where his father was waiting. "I completed the challenge. I played really well, but Simba, he's not good at soccer at all." His father smiled and said, "That's right. You're good at soccer because you love it and you practice every day. Simba is good at math because that's what he loves, and he practices it every single day. Everyone has their own strengths. No one is the same, and that's perfectly normal." Conand suddenly understood that not everyone needs to excel at the same things he does. Differences don't make anyone less valuable. They simply show that each person has their own unique path. Before Conand could ask another question, his father gave him the second challenge. "Tomorrow, observe how many times Simba uses math throughout the day." Conand was excited. The next day, he paid close attention to Simba's every action, and what he saw truly surprised him. Simba solved math problems in class extremely quickly. During recess, Simba worked on number puzzles. When buying snacks, Simba calculated the exact amount of change down to the last cent. While walking past the school garden, Simba counted the petals on a flower simply because he liked counting. Throughout the entire day, Simba constantly interacted with numbers, as if mathematics was a natural part of his everyday life. When he got home, Conand ran straight to his father. "Dad, Simba was counting things all day. I didn't know he practiced that much." His father smiled. "That's exactly why Simba is good at math. People become skilled at something because they spend time practicing it. You've spent hundreds of hours playing soccer, so you're good at it. If you want to improve at something, You need to practice consistently. You don't have to start with something big. Counting petals, calculating money, solving small puzzles, all of that is practice. Conand began to realize that talent is only a small part of success. What matters more is steady, persistent practice. For the final challenge, his father asked Conand, "How many times better at math do you think Simba is compared to you?" Conand thought for a moment and then said, "Maybe 3 times." His father nodded. "All right then, tomorrow, study math 3 times as much as usual." Just the thought of it made Conand nervous, but he still tried his best. The next day, after returning from school and playing a little soccer to relax, he sat at his study desk. He focused for the first hour, then added another 2 hours because he wanted to complete the challenge. But as he worked on the problems, a sharp headache began to form. His eyes grew tired, and before he realized it, he had fallen asleep right on the desk. Later, his father gently woke him up for dinner. Conand, feeling disappointed, went out to the garden to meet his father and said, "I'm sorry. I couldn't study 3 times as much. I was too tired and fell asleep." His father didn't scold him, but simply patted his head and said, "Conand, this happens when you try to force yourself to study something you don't truly love. When you do something you don't enjoy, it's very hard to stay consistent. But with soccer, have you ever felt forced? You can play extra hours, train more, run a few extra laps. All of it feels easy because you love it." After a moment of silence, his father said something that Conand would remember forever. That statement opened a new door in Conand's mind. He realized that success is not just about blindly trying hard, but about understanding yourself, choosing the right path, and nurturing love for what you are learning. The 3 lessons from his father changed Conand. Everyone has their own strengths. No one needs to be like anyone else, and differences are natural. To become skilled at something, you must practice it consistently. Excellence does not come naturally. It is the result of repetition. Pursue what you love, or learn to love what you are pursuing. Passion is the fuel that keeps effort steady and persistent. From that day on, Conand no longer felt sad when thinking about math. He began practicing little by little, not to surpass Simba, but to become a better version of himself. And just as he practiced soccer, Conand began finding ways to love math by solving small problems, playing number games, and gradually building a consistent study habit.